So welcome back. In this lesson, I will be designing the user interface for my lists view. So if you remember from the application I showed you, my list view has a little button on the top, has a table view in the middle, and another button at the very bottom of it. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna say I need a button. This button, if I can zoom in for you guys a little bit more, is better. This button is actually located, the size of my view is 375, so I'm going to remember that. And my button is at 0, 20, 375, and maybe 64. I like it to be saying plus new list, and its text color is white, and I've got a background color such as purple. If you don't have these colors in your recently used colors, you can simply go to Other and then choose colors by their specific names: purple, orange, magenta, so on and so forth. So I'm going to use purple for this case, and maybe I make the text a little bit larger. Of course, all of these things are rather subjective, and I leave them to you to decide how you want to design your interface. All that really matters is you have these specific, items. So the next thing I'm going to have is a table view. That is my table view. And for my table view, sometimes when I'm doing my interface, you realize I have this weird thing happening. I think there's a problem with my magic mouse. There's nothing to worry about. So I'm going to place it there. Actually, I don't know where the size of it is. So let me first make my other button and then we come to it. So this is my other button. And for my button, the total size is 667. So I'm going to place it at 0, 603, and for a height of 64 and 375. This one, it says offline for now, because at the beginning of application, our assumption is that user is offline. Text color is black. And I'm going to give it a background color such as orange. Again, maybe a little bit larger, such as that. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to place this table view to fill this whole area perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really quickly go to calculator. The total size of my view is 667. Minus 20 pixels for the status bar on the top, minus 64 for one of my buttons, and another 64 for this one. So I have 519. So that's perfect. The place is going to be 0, 84, 375, and 519. Of course, you could be using auto layout or constraints to do all of these things automatically as well. Like I said in the previous video, one of the previous videos, this course isn't really about interface design, so I won't be spending so much time on that. The next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and add a table view cell. So this is the cell I'm going to be using, the prototype cell. And my prototype cell is got some settings that I have to do. Let me just select it. Like I said, my magic mouse sometimes plays a little bit trick on me and makes it a bit difficult for me to do some selections. I'm not quite sure why this happens, to be honest. Let me see. Again, this is doing this whole really nasty thing for some reason. So in here I've got, let me just select it from there, table view cell. So my identifier is lists ID or list cell. Let's call it that. And the other thing I want to change in here is I want to go ahead and say the style of it is actually subtitle. So I have the actual text and a subtitle. Then I'm going to select my table view. Let me move this a little bit to the side. I'm going to select my table view. And in my measurements, I'm going to actually say the row height is not automatic. Rather, it is 128. So it's actually a very large cell. So that's kind of about it. We got our interface set up for our list view. In our next lesson, we go ahead about connecting it to an actual view controller file and doing some more beginning to work on our coding. So let's keep it for now, and then we move on to the next lesson.